And we're live. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to a Shelf Help Club Author Live. Tonight, I am honoured and a little starstruck to be talking to author, artist, poet, renowned yoga and meditation teacher Elena Brower, who is joining us today.
Hmm.
I'd love her chaplaincy training on her lunch break in Santa Fe, New Mexico. So, Elena, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you, and it's so nice to meet you.
It's an absolute pleasure, Tony. I want to point out that our communications over email have been such a joy and so easy, and I really appreciate your professionalism and promptness. Thank you for all,
Oh,
really.
well, thank you. And I need to say thank you because I first connected with you unbeknownst to you, but through Glow Yoga. So,
Oh,
um,
wonderful. I'll
and
make
I,
sure they know.
yeah, and I did one of your classes this morning. I'm doing the menopause support course, the
Fantastic.
program. So, yeah, and then when I saw you on Substack, I actually saw you did a live with Jen Pastelov, who we interviewed last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, yes.
So that was so cool because I think you were hosting her to talk about her new book.
She is a friend since probably 20 years.
Oh, that's
We've known each
amazing.
other from the very beginning of the yoga world, and as it happens, she used to work in the same cafe, get this, as my son's father
Wow.
20, 30 years ago.
When did you make that link?
You know, when he and I got married and she saw a photograph and she was like, we
I
used
know
to
that
work
dude.
at it was the Newsroom Cafe in Los
Yeah,
Angeles. I was like, wow,
amazing.
it's amazing.
Oh, well, I'm
The
so
world
pleased.
is so small.
And she brought us together, and Substack brought us together. So I do love this platform for that we are able to connect like this and kind of share your book, which is what we're talking about tonight. So very
Thank
exciting. And
you.
we've got Elena for about 30 minutes, just a bit under 30 minutes, everybody. So our subscribers, please, you're very welcome to ask questions, I think, as we go, and
Yeah.
we'll kind of answer those as we go. But yeah, we'll be online just for under 30 minutes. But Elena, just before we get into the book, I would just like to learn a little bit more about you, really, and kind of what you do to look after yourself, kind of what you, any, I know you have lots of rituals and routines. So, I mean, Shelf Help is really all about helping people read more and feel better. So, um, maybe we can talk to you about, yeah, first of all, what does a day in your life look like? I mean, I think currently it might be a little bit different than it might in a year's time, for instance, but I'd love to
Mm.
hear how you kind of run your life at the moment.
So, one quick question. You said that the Shelf Help Club is really about helping people read more and feel better. That's
Yeah.
true?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I don't think we read enough.
No.
And I
I know.
have a Kindle, and I love my Kindle for when I'm traveling on airplanes, but boy, there is nothing like holding a hard book in my hands. And I would like to say this is not just about reading, this is also about you creating space for your own writing and
Yeah.
answering to prompts and inquiries for yourself. I'm already writing into my own book.
Amazing. You're definitely
But
one of us. If you're scribbling in the book and you have the tabs and everything, this is our
yeah,
yeah, brilliant.
this will actually be my teaching notebook for the next year or two. But really beautiful, inviting pages and paintings. I like to show inside the book. I think it's important for you to be able to see. The
Yeah.
written sections are very short, um, but there's prompts in each one of them. Um, Day in the life, always first thing, movement. Second thing, meditation. And
Mhm.
I think that the combination of the two, and I've been weight training for a number of years now. I'm 55. I started when I was 47. It is never too late to start. If you're watching this and you're thinking, "Oh no, I can't do it now." I promise you, start right now. If you are a woman of anything older than 35 or even younger, just begin. You'll be so happy that you began when you began.
Mm.
Um, and I think too that both practices, taxing the muscles and then taxing myself to sit, very still and very dignified, both of them are giving me a more um, reliable mind,
Mhm.
a more trustworthy mind. Reading on top of that
Yeah.
is one of the greatest gifts I give to myself. And I don't read with my Kindle in bed. I
Mhm.
actually hold real books. So the Kindle is only for travel. If I'm at home, I'm holding a real book in my hands, and that's how I'm slowly turning in. Um, it's movement, meditation. I take my work very seriously. I love what I do. I am constantly um, kind of upholding my own communications and seeing where I can gently peel things away so that I can focus on what really matters. In my work at this moment, it means the book. It means speaking to my son every day. He likes to call me now, which is a whole new thing. It's painting.
Uh-huh.
I just got 3 paintings into a show for
Beautiful.
December. I'm really excited here in Santa Fe. It's also recording for Glow, as you just mentioned. That's where I
Yeah,
record right
I
there.
know that wall.
And a lot of time serving myself tea,
Yeah, beautiful.
which I
And
love to do.
I think it
Um,
would be good to it's nice to mention that on your website, on Elena's website, you have a lot of kind of assets around the book that people kind of dive into already, because the book out is out
yes,
for UK November the 18th, might be the same
yes,
dates. But yeah, there's excerpts that you can read and also listen to. And so I think that's such a lovely, and there's a workshop that you share, which is about creating an altar, which is what you kind of just shown us a little snippet
yes,
of there. And I think that's
yeah.
just so beautiful.
Yeah, there's a guidebook actually. I really appreciate that you brought that up because I would have forgotten. There's a guidebook that if you buy just one copy, you will actually get that copy of the guidebook for free. All you need to do is put your order number in at the bottom of the book page, which I'll be sure to include for you here. Um, and yeah, there's an audio sample on Audible. There's a written sample anywhere you buy your books.
Mhm.
It's it's such a special project. It's taken me forever, Tony. It was
Mm.
supposed to be a year and a half, and then it was 3 years because I had to go back to the drawing board and do the whole
Oh,
thing over because the book that I handed in initially was not the book my editor wanted. And it
right.
was very humbling and important. And I learned so much about not rushing a process. I've only been a student of Zen for 5 years. I'm no teacher of it.
Mm.
And for me to think that I could be putting out a book that was strictly Zen was kind of foolish and also adorable and human. And my editor really wanted, my stories, and these are very short stories. Each one is a kind of a permission slip to be myself and for you to be yourself through it, and then answer the prompts in the ways that you wish. And a lot of book clubs are taking this book on.
Yeah.
There are a lot of humans who are creating coursework with the material in the book, which is awesome.
Mhm.
And I'm just so excited to be sharing the depth of my own heart with my reader now. I've never done that before.
I think it really shows in everything that I've listened to, or read of yours. It's that you're definitely. I feel like, yeah, you're really. You're glowing when you talk about it, and when even in the words I read, I can feel the glow. Um, can you? I know explaining Zen in a Substack live is probably quite difficult, but for those of us who are complete beginners, is it possible to give us an idea of what it is?
I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
I know what it is to me.
Yeah.
And to me, my study of Zen has given me back a relationship, an intimate relationship with myself, a level of acceptance that I've never felt, an evolving sense of respect for what I'm here to do and what I'm here to learn.
Mhm.
It's given me my studentship, um, and also a real love of learning. I would say that goes with studentship, love of reading, love of diving into the teachings and figuring out where I live in all of this.
Mhm.
It's made me a much better mom, a much better partner. Other things have come into the play during this time, like nonviolent communication and, you know, definitely more yoga and more meditation. But the reliable mind that I'm speaking about is largely due to sitting very still in zazen, upright, and sort of inviting my most present self to be here.
Mhm.
And it's not an easy practice, exciting practice. There aren't a lot of bells and whistles. There aren't mudras and mantras. There's just the sitting. And through that, a lot has been made clear to me that was not clear before.
Mm. It does sound like there's a level of discipline, a real level of discipline required.
Yeah, for sure. And there's a part of me that really loves that, you
Yeah.
know, but just give it to me. Tell me what to do.
Give me some
Tell me
rules.
where to sit. Tell me how to sit. Um, I love instructions. I love being told what
Ah.
to do.
That's so interesting.
It's weird.
So Elena, our theme in the book club generally for November and December is choosing joy. So we chose
Mm,
a poetry book, which is and the main
amazing.
poem is Joy Chose You. And I feel like you get a lot. It looks to me like you're getting a lot of joy from this whole process, even if it is quite strict and disciplined. So I would love to hear from you. Like, how would you define joy, and how do you cultivate it, and how does it show up in your life?
I think joy is defined as just a closeness to myself and a trust in myself. From
Mhm.
there, everything is joyful. Um, I can think of times when I wasn't joyful, and that also is instructive, where most of my day was consumed by worry or doubt or fear, the opposite, very opposite of joy.
Mm,
And I think constantly being a student, I'm nobody's teacher. I'm just a kid, a student here, on this earth. And constantly being a student, I feel a great deal of joy and wonder and awe, really, at everything. Today, the chaplaincy training is about insight dialogue. Wow. It's so patient and slow. And I am learning how to just slow down and clue in to someone else and to myself simultaneously. And I'm feeling all this strange bubbling of joy and also not a little bit of fear. There are 45,000 people in my town alone who are about to go without food because the food stamp benefit is ending because of the ridiculous leadership in this country. And I also can hold that fear and my own joy.
mm,
And I'm learning how to hold both in the same moment. For me to lose my joy doesn't help any of those families.
mhm,
What my joy will do is help me mobilize my people to raise more money to go and give it to the food depot so these
mm.
families can eat.
Yeah.
So keeping both, holding both, and valuing both, I think is really important right now, at least
Yeah.
in my humble experience.
Yeah, 100%. That makes a lot of sense. And I think that's
Yeah.
the idea of choosing joy, of being able to seek it out, whether that's in the small
Mhm.
things or the larger things. And also, that's probably a difference between joy and happiness, right? Like, you might not be happy about a situation, but you can still have joy in your life, or you can still find those pockets of joy.
I want to make sure that we include this. Don't let me forget. There is a talk that my teacher, Manchin Nennet Overley, gave at Upaya a couple of years ago, and it's called Always Maintain a Joyful Mind. It's on the Upaya Dharma podcasts.
I'm going to write it down.
It is a wonderful resource in this conversation because it's not happy, happy, joy, joy, Instagram, joy, joy, happy.
Yeah.
It's a different thing. It's a level of appreciation and care and consistency even
Yeah.
in our practice that makes a big difference in our lives.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
A
Thank you for
big
sharing
difference.
that.
Yeah.
Before we dive into your book, then, um,
Yes.
is there a book that you would recommend that you in your journey so far through life that has been a guiding light, or something that you would always recommend people to dive into?
I've two there's so you didn't see it.
I know
I'm
it's such
this
a
girl.
difficult question. If anyone asks me that question, I then say, "Oh, it changes all the time as well."
Let's go with these two.
Okay.
Okay. So you've got Charlotte Joko Beck, Ordinary Wonder. And these are both really good introductions to Zen and The Truth of This
Uh-huh.
Life by Catherine Thanis, who's my Dharma great, great grandmother, I believe. Um, these two, I don't leave home without these two.
Wow.
Yeah. They're what's wonderful about them is they give us a really sweet, very gentle entry into how these practices of sitting still and paying attention will actually lead to a parent who can be present for a kid who's not being respectful,
Yeah.
a partner who can be present for a partner who's having a really hard time. This is what Zen is for me, the practical.
Mhm.
There's another one, and this is one version, Refining Your Life. From the Zen Kitchen to Enlightenment, there was a series of instructions to the cook that Eihei Dogen wrote in the 1200s, Tony, that are so impactful for me at this moment in my life. They implore us to use 3 certain attitudes. They're called heart minds in Japanese because the word for mind is the word for heart mind, not actually just this. It's this
Yeah.
one thing. 3 attitudes to hold that will help to guide us as we navigate this life, this very messy and sometimes confusing life.
Mhm.
Very cool, very important, very beautiful. The other one is called How to Cook Your Life, and that one can be great as well.
Great. Thank you for sharing
Yeah.
that.
Thank you
Brilliant.
so much.
Okay, let's talk about Hold Nothing then. And
Yes, I love
let's
that.
flash it up again. Let's give it another flash. Beautiful.
Mm.
And the artwork in it is yours as well, right?
All the art is mine, and again, I'll just walk you through one section. This one's about emptiness. Not easy to write, not easy to practice, but as you can see, the pages are pretty big, the writing at least, and there's some quotes and some prompts, and then there's this really spare art. And I wanted you to have places where you could do your own writing, as I mentioned earlier, and that feels really important. I'm
And
having a best time.
so you're cool with people scribbling on your artwork.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's the idea. Please write on
You're
it.
inviting it.
Please. Please, please. And
Yeah.
then when you see a circle, write in it, write around it, do anything you want. It's my favorite thing to see people writing on the art. Oh, it does my heart good.
And
Yeah.
so the book is I think the subtitle is An Invitation to Let Go and Come Home.
An
So
invitation to let go and come home to
for
yourself.
yourself. Yeah.
And then initially it was going to be called Come Home to Yourself, and then there are many books with that title. But that is the general sense of what I want to constantly be practicing and what I hope to instantiate in the reader. Come home to yourself again. It's like this moment to moment process of becoming more trustworthy, more present, more with yourself. I find myself constantly putting my hand on my heart and reminding myself that I'm doing okay. You're doing great. Everything is fine. Slow it down just a little bit. You know what to do next.
So instead of self-development, it's actually kind of the unlayering, isn't it? That may be the
Yeah, you said it. There's nothing to develop here.
Mhm.
This is really about, and you know this too. How old are you?
48.
48. So there's nothing else to develop. We're just, we're just
I'll take your
revealing,
word for it.
we're uncovering, we
Yeah.
are in full
Which
acceptance of learning how to respect and just be who we are
mm,
fully. There's
yeah.
nowhere else to go. Nowhere else to go. And particularly if you're a parent and you think, "Oh, I've just screwed this up 8 ways till Sunday." No, you haven't. Right now, if you're feeling off with your kid, you can just sit down, be yourself, trust yourself, and say, "Dude, kid, I'm really sorry for whatever has happened recently. I'm really sorry for it. I would love to tell you what I would have done differently if we could do that whole moment over again."
Mm,
And then the kid and you get to feel what it would be like to have another chance, another, slide the door open and see what other possibility there is. Those are the kinds of things that I find really important to continue to talk about when I think about holding nothing, when I think about just letting go of all the things I thought I had to hold on to, including the ways that I judged myself, including the ways that I am hard on myself.
mhm,
Not to say I don't have discipline, I have killer discipline. I do not want to be a jerk to myself anymore. I'm
mhm.
letting go of that whole process.
Mhm.
and I'm just being there for myself. And from that, what I keep finding, Tony, is that everything is okay. Everything is emerging. Everything is going to be all right with whatever it is that's troubling you. You may have a sick parent. You may be tending to a sick sibling.
Yeah.
Somebody's dying in your close sphere, whatever the case. How can you be less judgmental of yourself? Build your trustworthy mind with whatever practices you're doing and show up.
Mm.
Show up again.
Is this a process then, Elena? And is your book a process, or are you offering different practices and different prompts to bring?
Different prompts,
Yeah.
different practices. This whole life is a process. None of us are ever going to be done. I'm never going to be done with this. And I'm pretty happy about it. I feel kind of fresh and new again at 55. Then I can't imagine that I couldn't have imagined I would feel this way at this age. And it is most definitely, as you said, a process.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
so, does this book? Do you feel that the readers need to come to it with a certain level of understanding of
No,
Zen already,
no,
or of themselves, or do you
no,
feel
no, no.
we can open this book and there will be practices in there for people who just feel ready to, like you say, stop being mean to themselves, or to make some
I'm
change
gonna read
in the
I'm gonna
relationship?
read the beginning.
Yeah.
Why not? Just
Yeah.
so you know that it's super open to all of us. Opening a book can be an entrance to new lands within yourself, views and vantage points you may not have yet encountered. In finding our way together in these pages, two simple words will guide us: practice and respect. Practice is fundamental to our conscious evolution. We're always practicing how to be with ourselves, how to be with each other. Welcoming the settling and quieting of your inner life requires practice, as does treating yourself and others with kindness.
Mm.
Alongside practice, or perhaps embedded deeply within it, is respect, a quality we learn we can bring to each moment a sense of heart based urgency to offer our attention and care to craft interactions laden with the deep listening our world needs.
Mm.
So, this is the first 3 paragraphs of the intro. My hope is that you feel very welcomed into this project and this material
Mm.
with an open heart and an open mind. We are going to get very accustomed to being there for ourselves without apology, and also without shying away from what is our responsibility in our lives,
Mhm.
but to be present, to let go when we need to let go, to begin again when we need to begin again, to be very forgiving with ourselves and, most importantly, other people, and to create a world that we want to live in.
Mm. I love the
Yeah.
word you used the word project when you talked about the book, and I love
It's a
that, the
project.
idea. Yeah, like we're a project. The book's the
I'm a
project, right?
project.
Yeah.
I am a
Project
project. I
you.
am officially a project. You are a
Amazing.
project. We are all a
Yeah.
project. The best thing we can do is to hold this. I mean, like Thich Nhat Hanh taught me a long time ago. Hold your anger like a baby. Hold your anger like a precious child.
Mhm.
That instantly brings me into the project that I am.
Mm. Yeah. And this book has been described as a departure from your previous ones. So, one of
It,
which I have here, poetry book. Um,
yes. Oh, thank you, sister. Thank you.
you're welcome.
That's
Thank you.
really from my heart, those poems. Wow.
Mhm. Yeah, they're
Oof.
amazing. And
Yeah.
also I love, because I'm only just getting into poetry, and I love there's very different, yeah, that you can just open a page and enjoy it. But why do you think the new book is being called such a departure from your previous books?
Well, the first one was Art of Attention, and that was strictly a yoga book. Very editorial, very beautiful, also very inviting and pages to write, but yoga. The second two were journals.
Mm.
So they're similar to this insofar as every single one of the pages of those books have prompts, paintings, and places for you to write. And those books are still doing really well, weirdly well, ongoingly. And then we have the poetry book that you just held up, Softening Time, which is beautiful.
Mhm.
And then this is sort of a combination between all the things. There's some journal, there's some writing, there's some of my own kind of words and prose. And it's such a big deal for me to share some of these stories. It feels so personal and so raw. And my hope is, and they're short, my hope is that each one of these little tiny stories, and some of them are about me, my kid, my partnership, my mom, my dad, my hope is that they will invite all of us to start writing our lives. The writing of these stories has been such a weird, wonderful healing for me. To find ways to talk about these things that happen in my life without being judgmental, being super open and caring for my past self and my current self as I move through this thing again. It's been a big healing for me, a big shift, evolution. And I'm so thankful for the opportunity to write. And I'm really thankful to my editor for turning down version 1 and for making me go back and just be myself in this version. It was a big blessing, even though it took a lot longer than I had anticipated, honestly.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's clear now. Okay, then to close, I appreciate we need to lose you shortly.
No, of course.
If you want people to take one thing away from Hold Nothing, what would it be?
Closeness with yourself. Just a deep, growing closeness with yourself through these two sort of roads of practice and respect. And you don't have to have the same practices that I do. And you certainly don't have to have the same respect that I do. But developing your own versions, your own comfort level with practice and with respect deeply inwardly, like that is my wish for all of us. That is my wish.
Beautiful. And I do have to say the audio version is just amazing. So everybody should know that. So 18th of November, it is out in the UK. Is it the same in the US, Elena?
Same. Exactly the same.
Whenever it's out. Go to Elena's website if you want to kind of get an idea, if you're intrigued and you want to dive in already, if you can't wait until then. Also, obviously, Elena's on Substack as well. So thank you so much. I appreciate you and the book, and thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Toni. Really appreciate the time here.
And thank you guys for watching. Take care and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.